Are you in the right career? Should you leave your job? Should you start your own business? Why didn't you get that promotion? Are you going to land that client? There are loads of questions people have around work. Work occupies almost the largest part of everyone's day. So getting clarity around your career questions can make a massive difference to your life. It determines your stress levels at home, your finances, what you take home to your relationships, and your work-life balance. And it also provides some of the biggest spiritual growth opportunities out there on a daily basis. By the way, I'm Karen, and I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years. I've read for countless business owners, new startups, as well as people in their 9-to-5 jobs who all want clarity around something to do with their work. So today, we're doing a pick a card yes/no reading, and it's going to be focused around career questions. We have 3 piles, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. As you can see, there's quite a few cards here, so this isn't going to be just a yes, no, and nothing else. You're going to get the details behind all of this, as well as things like your pros and cons, what you need to know, how others are influencing things, and so on. If you have more than one question, you can simply go through this more than once, and you'll probably find you'll be attracted to different piles for different questions. When you phrase your question, however, make sure that the yes represents the positive outcome you are hoping for. That way, your question is going to be aligned with the answers that are coming. If it's currently the other way around, then you want to flip your question to the opposite. I'll be going straight into the reading for pile 1. However, if you've picked pile 2 or pile 3 as your answer, then just scroll down to the description and you'll find a link there that will take you directly to your reading. So let's have a look quickly at the 3 piles, then you can focus on your first question and pick which pile you're drawn to the most. Okay, so we have, for this pile, we have, like I said, quite a few cards. And we have a piece of selenite, which is absolutely stunning. I love selenite. And that represents the energy of pile 1. For pile 2, again, we have a lot of cards. And we have a carnelian, at least I hope this is a carnelian, I think it is, which again is beautifully stunning. And that represents pile 2. And for pile 3, we have, again, lots of cards, same amount of cards in each reading, in each pile. And we have a fluorite crystal, watermelon one, which again is absolutely beautiful. So what you need to do is focus on your question and decide which of these 3 piles pulls you as the answer. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. And I'll see you in the right reading. Okay, we are going to start with pile 1. So for this, we are actually going to start with this card. And this is an archetype card. So the archetype that you're exhibiting, if you've chosen pile 1, is the companion archetype. And what it says is you're very loyal, tenacious, and you're kind of more of a sidekick. You're the one behind the scenes. You're in a support role. You're the one that gets things done, but doesn't necessarily need to be the face of everything. Your skill is helping others and lifting them up, which is an incredibly valuable skill to have. And this is what you're exhibiting with this work question that you are currently having. For the shadow side, however, it's all about the loss of your own identity. So you don't want to get caught up in being someone else's support so much that you forget yourself and how important you are to your role. Everyone's roles are equally important. As long as you're following your passions and skills, you're in the right role. But you have to celebrate how great you are in your role instead of just trying to put your life aside to help others. This is what will end up with you just getting burnt out or experiencing, the other aspects of this shadow and getting jealous of the person who's the one that's up front and seemingly taking all the credit. And that will eventually lead you to betraying them by leaking their secrets or damaging their reputation in some way. So we don't want you going into the shadow. We want you staying in the light attribute of this beautiful archetype, the companion. So I'm going to put that there. The next card we have is the Peace card. And basically there's no need to worry about everything working out. It is going to work out beautifully. And even if things feel like really chaotic right now, your higher self has a plan. So you need to just trust it and trust that you're in this role for a reason. And it's because your skills really lend to that reason. You are the one that knows the stuff. You're the one that takes action, the one that makes sure stuff gets done, the organizer, the support. You're the one that hangs everything together, hangs on you, basically. So this is a really important role. Other people couldn't do their roles without you doing this role. So now we come to the crux of the question, the yes, no answer. And for this, we have the Four of Wands. So the answer to your specific question is yes. And you are watching great things happen to others. But you need to know deep down that you're part of this result. Your support is what made that success possible. As they say, teamwork makes the dream work, and you are absolutely awesome at being part of a team. The yes answer for this will bring lots of joy and celebrations, not just for you, but all the other people involved, your entire team. This is how you operate. You are a people person. You like to help others. And so this is your yes answer for whatever your question is around your career. So what do you need to know about this and about your question? For that, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. And what that says is your question or your answer, this won't result in you being left out, fired, losing a client, being worse off in any way. It might just seem that things are a little different around the topic, and inside it might feel like you're no longer in your comfort zone. But things aren't as bad as they might seem. They might seem pretty bad, but they really aren't. So you have a yes to your question. You're just a little bit uncomfortable. It's something slightly new for you. So how will others affect your outcome? And for this, I have the Nine of Cups. And what that tells me is that others are actually going to be really, really supportive emotionally, which will give you the courage to do whatever it is your question is about. Because it's about helping the team. It's about supporting and it being good. So they are all for it, and they will give you all the support you need with a grin on their faces. And so that's a really good thing. That means you're going to have help doing whatever it is your question is about. So next we're going to look at the pros of your choice, your question. And for the pros, we have the Page of Cups reversed. I'm just going to put this here. The pros to do with your question are that you won't get anyone talking back to you about why you decided to do this and what you decided to do. You won't feel overly sensitive or emotional about the whole thing, and you'll actually start seeing a more practical side of things as the solution. So you're going to go from like worrying that you are only part of the team to, yeah, this is what I need to do. It's practical. This is how my skills operate. This is a really good thing. And so let's look at the cons. And for the cons, we have the Tower reversed. And that says the cons to do with your question are that while this will shake things up, it isn't going to have a massive change that you were really hoping for. Yes, there'll be chaos, there'll be a lot of smaller changes, but the whole thing isn't going to be completely unrecognizable on the other side when you get your outcome. It is just going to be a little changed and a little chaotic. So what is your further advice? For this, I have the Queen of Swords. And the further advice is hold your ground. Do things at your pace. Don't allow somebody else's ideas on that lot to rush you through all of this. This is your career. You're the one in charge. Even if you're in the support role, which is absolutely fine, it is your role, your career. And at the end of the day, we all know it's the person behind the scenes that's actually getting things done. So you're one of the most important people. So make sure that you do things at your pace and not at other people's. And there you have it, folks. Like, subscribe, and comment if this resonated. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, welcome to the reading for pile 2. So we are going to look at your answers. We're going to start with this one, which is the archetype you are acting under for your question. And what we have is the servant archetype. You delight in freely serving others. You're clearly great at working in a service-based industry. You thrive on bringing your knowledge, your skills, or actions to play and help others. It's a true passion and pleasure for you to have this role. So you may have a service-based business, or you may be in somebody else's business, and that is a service-based business. That's what I mean by service role. So we also have the shadow aspect of this archetype, however, and you want to avoid feeling like you are bound to this role where you have to serve others in order to buy your freedom. It's like you've lost your personal power and let others walk over you. You don't value yourself or your life. You simply go through the day giving and giving and depleting of yourself until there's nothing left. And we don't want that for you. We don't want you in this shadow aspect. We want you in this light aspect. So only you know which you are currently in, but this is where you want to be. So I am going to put that down there. The next card I have is the Golden Opportunity card. And for this, important doors are opening for you right now, and you need to walk through them. Timing is everything. Don't procrastinate. Know that you are qualified and you are ready for this opportunity. This is your go. This is your chance. Step in and take it because you are ready. So the next thing is your yes, no for this specific question you have. And for this, we have the 8 of Pentacles. And your answer is yes. And the details behind that is you are great at hard work, and that's what's going to get you your yes. You're persistent, you have great attention to detail, and you just keep going and going and going until things are just right, honing your skills to the best of your ability. This yes is going to bring you more and more work and more chances to improve your skills and improve your service. And so if you've obviously got a business, you're going to be growing your business for this as well. So it's a massive yes. So what do you need to know about this? And for that, I have the Knight of Swords. So what you need to know are that things are going to be moving very, very fast around your question. So fast you almost won't have time to take a breath. So know that you are good at what you do and you enjoy it. And keep reminding yourself of that. If you get overwhelmed by what's going on, this is your passion, what you're doing. You are serving others, you are helping others. So enjoy it. It doesn't matter what speed it is, but wow, this opportunity that's come your way is going to massively improve your skills, your business if you have a business, the company you work for if you're in a job, and it's going to happen fast. So it's a really good thing. How will others affect your outcome on this? And for this we have the Page of Swords. That says to me that others are going to want to give you their opinions and their advice. And their advice might cause a bit of commotion, which, speeds things up even further. And you need to know that you can take what resonates with you and you need to leave the rest to just blow away with the wind. Not every piece of advice is going to land, and that's okay, because you are the only person who knows what you need, and therefore you are the only person really who can judge whether a piece of advice is going to work for you. So take every piece of advice with the grain of salt it needs, and take what you need and let the rest just literally blow past. So what are the pros of your question? And for that we have the Six of Wands reversed. And the pros for this are that you keep firmly in your service role instead of it thrusting you into the limelight where you kind of feel out of place and you feel like you're a bit sort of dressed up and that lot. Those that you are serving will recognize completely and utterly how great you are and how much you are helping them. But very few others are going to hear about this, which is exactly the way you like it, because you again are in a service business. You're not trying to be the hero. You're trying to serve whatever it is for them. So what about the cons? The cons, we have the Devil. And this plays very heavily into the shadow aspect. So the cons are to do with your question that you have could trap you into the shadow side, where you feel like you've been chained to whatever it is that you're doing and you can't get yourself out of it. So you need to really make sure that you're not tempted by something, maybe a client, maybe a new job offer, maybe a promotion, whatever it is that sounds too good to be true, okay? Don't get tempted by that. And that you actually do your due diligence around your question, because you need to avoid falling into the trap of the shadow. It will not sit well with you if you do. You want to stay up in that light attribute where you want to be. So what do we have for further advice? Well, we have the Three of Cups. And what this says is that further advice is go out and enjoy yourself. Not everything is about work. I know you love your work. I do too. And that's okay. But when the harvest is done, you celebrate. The same goes for you. When the work is done, enjoy yourself. Celebrate your wins. This way you don't burn out. And while you do love your work, there's no reason that you can't love other things as well. So get out there and have some fun, because that will keep things with you in the light attribute and with you enjoying your life and enjoying your work. Like, subscribe and comment if it resonated. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome to the reading for pile 3. And we are going to start with the archetype that you are coming to your question through. And for this one, it is the archetype of the father. You have a talent for leadership and guiding a small group of others. And you have the courage to protect them and create a great working environment where others can thrive under your leadership. So you are brilliant at leading others, basically. The shadow side of this, however, that you want to avoid is you need to avoid abusing that power and control over others. Don't allow yourself to become a dictator where others are afraid of you and they feel that they have to do what you say, even if they don't think it's in their best interests. So we are going to put this one down here. And what we need to do, I don't know which one you are currently in, but what you need to be in is the light attribute. So this reading is aimed at keeping you in that light attribute. So what do we have next? We have independent. And for this, it says your independence is a foundation of your strength and success. And while you can ask others for your opinion, for their opinions, you ultimately have to make your own decision. And this goes really well with this leadership role, because if you weren't independent, you wouldn't be able to lead. You can't lead from being one of the crowd. A leader always has to stand out. A leader will always be just one step ahead on whatever it is that they're leading you on, because otherwise you're not leading. So this is a really good backup of this attribute that says that you're probably in the light attribute, a really good backup of the archetype, So now we come to whether your answer to your specific question is yes or no. And for this, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So your answer is yes. And the details are that you're the one that's going to create the environment for your team to thrive in. You're the one protecting them from the outside and keeping it an awesome place to work. You support people and make your team thrive because of it. So yes, this will bring increased abundance as well as part of your answer to your question, to your yes. So this is a really strong support of all of these. So what do you need to know about this? And for that, I have the 7 of Pentacles. And what this tells me is you need to know that initially the results, it might not be quite as good as you were hoping for. However, there is plenty of room for growth in this. So don't get discouraged and don't abandon this direction just because it didn't get exactly what you wanted right up front. Be patient. This is a good idea. You've basically built a little money tree. So it is a really good idea and it will bear fruit. It just might take a little longer than you were hoping for, really. So stay patient. How others will affect the outcome of your question. And for this, we have the Ace of Wands. So given all of this with you being a leader, others will be behind you 100%. They're waiting for your go-ahead and they're wanting to take action, massive action towards it. They can see the potential of whatever this idea is. And your team trusts you and wants to support you and show the world how great you are and how great they are and how great you all are as a team. Let them have your back and lift you up if needs be. They are a force to be reckoned with and you lead them. So stay confident in that knowledge. Know that you are this leader, this independent leader who is taking people to new heights. So what are the pros of your question? For this, I have the Magician. Now, the pros are to do with your question that you have all of the tools that you need and the willpower to do what you wanted to do. You feel unstoppable with it, like the universe is working through you to create this. That's how amazing this feels for this yes. And what are the cons? Well, for this, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And while that might seem like a really good card to have as a con, when you look at this shadow aspect, this is where it comes in. Don't be swayed by the money. Money is a result, not a destination. Don't fall into the trap of being a shadow leader around this and do things for the wrong reason. Always consider the whole question, the whole thing, the whole project, whatever it is that you're wanting to do, and what direction feels right for you, not just which one might be the most profitable. Because this is the trap that will lead you to basically abuse this power of authority, and your team will not thank you for it, and you've got a very strong team behind you. So you want to avoid this trap. So don't just focus on the money, look at the whole picture. So what is your further advice? And for this we have the Knight of Wands. And what this says is, you've got a great team, you're a great leader, don't get too cocky. You're good at what you do, really good at what you do, but don't rub it in. Stay humble and you'll go much further than if you let things go to your head and start showing off. And we all want success, and if you stay humble, that's what's going to get you there. Like, subscribe and comment if this resonated. I'm Karen from Soul Driven Tarot, and I'll see you in the next video.